I'm in Irvine, California, Meguiar's HQ. Nick Wynn, Marcus Kleiss is going to join us too. Then we're going to just dig in. So there are hundreds of products, and Nick's like, normally when we do trainings we do process. We don't care about process. Let's talk about product. So I'm going to dig in deep into stuff that I don't know. What I find, I told you this when I walked in. What I find is that a lot of us, prosumer types, the DIY types, we kind of hear what the pros of the pros, the upper echelon pros are using. But my wager is a lot of those pros, the same thing happened to them where somebody told them, hey, use this or try that. And maybe they've tried some stuff. But my wager is there's a lot of stuff in this line of crazy that I'm missing out on, and a lot of people are missing out on just because through the levels or through the grapevine you end up, okay, we're going to use M101 because Joe Schmo says to use it. And so what I want to do is I'm going to ask lots of questions and dig into the detail of what the heck is Diamond Cut 85? When would we use that? Why would we use that? And maybe get my hands on a lot of it and try it. And even, I bet you in the consumer line, there's probably a lot of stuff that there's some hits that you guys can kind of cue me into. And so I'm excited to kind of get it from here, from the source.
We're excited to have you. It'll be fun to talk about.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do what I normally do and just kind of set the camera up and turn it on when I think it needs to be turned on. And I'm going to ask these guys a bunch of stupid questions. Some I probably know the answer to, most I don't. And so we're gonna steer this through, and you have a curriculum set up where we're gonna go through some history. And first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna grab the camera and we're gonna go do a tour of some of the facility that is videoable. So I'm gonna take you along that, and then I'm gonna turn Nick loose on the curriculum that he's put together. And what I'm hoping to do is when we're talking about a specific product that I have an interest in, we're gonna go grab it off the shelf. We're gonna smell it. We're not gonna taste it, but we may put it in a spray bottle, go out and try it on something, and we're gonna go through the product line over the next day and a half or so. So,
with the 1801, an Ultimate All Wheel, the retail product, obviously people love that stuff. People are spraying it on their paint. People are using it as more than just a wheel cleaner, but it really wasn't meant for paint. It was formulated for paint. It's super thick.
Yeah, there's less lubrication on the wheel stuff. Right.
And it was made to be super thick so that it just sat on the wheel. Mm-hmm. If you try and spread a car with it, you can go through a bottle probably on a whole car. So it's just really not meant for that. The chemistry of 1801, contrary to what some people think, is actually completely different than Ultimate All Wheel. Sometimes, there's more similarity between a retail and a pro. In this case, there's actually more than one way to build the stinky stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's a less stinky version and a more stinky version.
It's sodium thiaclylate is the base.
But there's actually,
purple stuff.
Without getting into too much of the secret sauce, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. One is stronger and faster, smells more. We obviously don't want to use that for a retail product because those people are less likely to be accepting of that. So that's why our Ultimate All Wheel really doesn't smell that bad. To me, I don't think it really smells. Yeah. The Pro one, I said, we're going all in. This stuff's going to be, fart juice in a bottle. But it's going to be fast and it's going to be effective, not just for wheels, but also we wanted something that was dual purpose. And
so what is the moniker of this? You're talking about the wheel cleaners. What's the D?
So D1801 is the part number.
Okay.
It's called Wheel and Paint Iron Decon. So we typically just say Iron Decon. That's kind of our internal name that we use.
So this is what's the pH of this?
This is a pH neutral product. Okay. So it was meant to be safe for all wheels, all painted brake components, all that kind of stuff. Truly effective for the full wheel situation. It's not really a tire cleaner, but wheel. It does have a package built in specifically for grease, grime, and dirt that you get on wheels. Mm-hmm. A lot of the other iron removers out there, it's for paint and then people spray it on their wheels. Well, it does matter because if you've got other stuff, because your brakes and your wheels aren't going to just have iron, then it's not going to cut through that to effectively get the iron off. Okay. So this is something that we really, we went through literally hundreds of iterations to arrive at something that we felt was as good as it gets. A huge amount of our testing was on the wheels, but we also dialed back the viscosity. So the Ultimate All Wheel, if you spray that on the side of the car, it's just going to be like snot, like just stick, and it won't really run super fast. That's so that it dwells on wheels. We went in between liquid and gel, so it's semi-gel for the Pro version. And that's because this is definitely intended for paint as well. So
gallon comes, where is the gallon? Gallon.
You can get gallon and 5 gallon.
Okay, so here, this is the 1801.
1801. And
this was launched at SEMA.
Yep.
I saw this at SEMA.
Yep.
We talked about this.
Yep.
And so you dilute this or you don't?
No.
Straight up.
And that's a topic that's come up. People say, oh well, some other guys say you can dilute it. You could, but guess what? I've tried all those other guys.
Yeah.
You lose something when you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just cutting the amount of actives in half.
And here's the thing. My people, me included, I'm freaking save $5. I get it if you're a professional and you're doing hundreds of cars a month, but I'm not. So I don't care. In fact, I like it when my gallon's empty. I feel accomplished. It's like I finished a gallon. I finished a gallon. I need a new one. Because normally I make it through halfway through a product and I throw it away and I'll zoom on to something else, chasing rabbits. Yeah. And so when I finish a bottle, it's like, oh man, I feel accomplished. So we're gonna use it straight up. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So the idea here is on the wheel, straight up in a normal bottle.
Yep. Don't pre-rinse either.
That's one of my questions. Do we pre-rinse or not? So no pre-rinse. Put it directly on. Let it dwell for 4 or 5 minutes.
That's the nice thing. So usually you'll see color change on this within 15 seconds or less sometimes. Okay. It really depends on the composition of the brakes and what the content is there. Okay. Sometimes, weather permitting, you can let this dwell for up to a couple of minutes. Frankly though, one of the things about this is it was built to be super fast for car washes or somebody where time is money and they want to get it on and off in 30 seconds, then this is going to cut through real quickly.
What about what if my wheels are protected with wheel wax or a sealant or some sort of coating? Is this a product I wouldn't want to use?
So if you've got waxes or spray-on, spray wax or a wiped-on wax, not like a resin-based coating or something of that nature, it probably will knock it down some. Okay. Depending on the strength of it, it might take it off, or it might not do anything depending on how good it is. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind the package to get rid of grease and grime and dirt. That sometimes will attack traditional waxes.
Certainly, right. I mean, that's the point.
So it depends on the product,
So you would use this, you use this all the time, or you only use this when you're gonna?
That's what I use as my regular wheel cleaner personally.
Okay, no question.
It's safe. That's
but for washing this, so you're gonna use this for washing the car as well. So we're gonna prepare this for polishing and the detail.
Yeah, that's another thing that we're trying to kind of help educate on is. I don't think a lot of detailers understand the importance of a decon step, even beyond clay, before compounding and polishing. Right. We've done quite a bit of testing where there is a demonstrable, serious difference in the effectiveness of your compound and polish and your finishing. So let's say you're working on a black, super soft paint. If you don't decon and that car does have some embedded contaminants, you're cutting into those as you're compounding or polishing and removing paint. That's in that mix. That's getting pushed around the paint. It can potentially make you feel, my polish isn't working, my compound's not finishing, what's going on? That contamination can definitely play a role in that.
Yeah, so I'm a big advocate of that, yeah.
If I'm gonna be doing a 10, 12, 30 hour detail on a car, do that carefully, you're running on a block with that.
Okay, that's what I was gonna do one of these.
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
Yeah, typical iron.
Yeah.
So now the question is, I've always been an advocate of if I'm going to iron remove, I want iron remover specific, right? So a lot of companies will do an iron remover and a tar remover, or they'll do a soap and an iron remover and kind of put them together.
You compromise.
Yeah. So you're diluting your ability to iron remove or decon prepare.
Yeah, and I played around. We've put this through snow foamers, we've done other funky, and it'll work. It's just, anytime you do anything like that, you dilute it down. Mm-hmm. When I've looked at iron removing soaps and that kind of stuff, sometimes it doesn't necessarily get it all done because it's too diluted. Yeah. You're breaking it down too much.
Well, in a perfect world, you'd want to strip the wax, right? Strip the sealant, or hopefully put a dent in the coating if possible, which is unlikely with chemicals. And then I'm going to want to dry the car and then use my iron remover so I get the most effectiveness. Now it depends. This one looks pretty gnarly, so we're probably going to see lots of purple. and it's white. So this product was developed to skip the step of some sort of decon or stripping soap and an iron remover. So this would be, we do this.
If I'm a detailer, if I'm you,
yeah.
and I'm gonna make my M1 perfect, right? I'm gonna do what you just said. I'm gonna wash it, get it totally clean. So
Yeah.
that's going straight onto the surface and as concentrated as possible.
Got it.
If I'm a car wash or something, I'm gonna spray this on, because just the confines of their reality and their facilities, that sort of thing. I'm gonna spray that on a dirty car before it goes into the tunnel.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna get washed off and come out.
So, but this is still not spray on, rinse off. You gotta agitate.
So in a lot of cases, you can spray on, rinse off.
Yeah.
We have found that a little bit of mild agitation, like with a wash mitt or something like that, will actually increase the cleaning power, obviously.
Yeah.
It just helps it get at the fresh side of stuff. You move the stuff it's already kind of cleaned off and get it to start attacking again.
All right, do your thing. Let me see it.
I know for a fact these wheels haven't been washed in at least 6 weeks, so they're pretty bad. We'll do this side of the car with no agitation and just rinse and see
what
that
happens.
does.
Got
And
it.
then we can try the other side. You can see that you're getting purple almost immediately on some of the surfaces, like inside, the barrels and all that. You don't need it, and you can see it's already switching purple. Like see how it right there, boom, it's
Yep.
all purple. That was 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Very, very fast, and that is due to multiple things, level of actives, and that other chemical package that allows it to kind of punch through quickly and get to the iron. Where if you have like a paint-based iron remover, it may not be able to punch through all that nasty stuff that's in the way. So at this point, you can see it's pulling off quite a bit,
Yeah.
and already running down. You could rinse now, at 30 seconds. If you do something like this, you can see that it will literally push it right off. Like look, even without a pressure washer, just the pressure of a sprayer is gonna pull it off. You wanna rinse that?
Yeah.
You can see so you can see where I was spraying from that side, and so I missed this side of the wheel.
Yeah.
So you can tell it's not just the pressure washer cleaning it off. Where I didn't really get it with product, it's still on there. So it really shows kind of how bad I am at spraying and the effectiveness of this as a cleaner. Really, this was meant straight up just to be performance over everything else. So it's going to be stink. It's not a consumer product. This is literally meant to just strictly be speed and effectiveness. We can do it on the paint too, and this we can show you without washing. This car again it's been rained on, but it hasn't been washed in these 6 weeks. You want to come a little tighter here? I would wash and dry and get everything out of the way first, but we can just show what you can do.
So this you would, you've tested foam cannon, but you would prefer spraying directly on the surface?
Yeah. You can put it through those things. We know detailers, that's what we do, right? It's a starting point, what the manufacturer recommends. And you can see it's already purple. If you come in tight,
So with
all
this,
over the place.
you would prefer to use this product dry to start in a speed application.
Yeah.
Like if time was important.
Yeah, and the idea is, again, in a tunnel or a high volume situation, which we serve many different kinds of customers, they're asking for a product that they can only have to wait a minute or two, rinse the car off, then put it through a tunnel, and then they don't have to do any additional labor. So they're just spraying it on. Now, I wouldn't mitt this car like this because it was dirty. If this car had been washed first, you could aid the effectiveness with a little bit of agitation using a wash mitt gently. The cleaning package and everything in here has some lubricity to it, so it's a safe thing to do. But you're pretty much at a point now at about a minute for paint, dirty paint like this, where you could rinse. And what we've been finding is that, you know, and this car's still dirty. I'll do a wash and we can get some tight shots afterwards. But you can change the color of a car on a car that's been neglected, particularly lighter colored cars, with the amount of fallout. And people sometimes don't even realize how much you know, a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old white car will change in appearance when you hit it with this.
So do you have a particular, is there a lot of iron and stuff in the air here? I mean,
so we're under a flight path. You know, John Wayne Airport. So you're getting some fallout from that. You got the 405 freeway, the 55 freeways, you know, close proximity. All the brake dust and everything that's flying around and giving us all cancer, you know, it's all over the place. So I'm going to decontaminate personally on my car probably once or twice a year if that's a garage car.
On the paint.
Yeah, on the paint.
As needed. Yeah.
So this product, if you're using it, you're planning on reapplying whatever your protection layer is.
Yeah.
So you're deconning, and then you're gonna maybe do a finish polish of some sort, depending on how well maintained your car.
And if I've got a ceramic coating on a car,
Yeah.
you could use this as a way to kind of get it cleaned and refreshed chemically, safely, without mechanically risking removing coating or you know, putting in some swirls or something with a clay bar. So this is just another way to kind of clean things up. That you could decon a ceramic coated car and then just do a traditional wash on it and you're good. Hit it with whatever normal you know, topper you're using, you know, for a kind of a top layer of hydrophobics, and you're done. So we sprayed this on, what would you say, 20, 30 seconds ago?
Yeah.
This car is coated in dirt that is still there that we didn't wash, right? So the cleaner package for the grease and the grime and the dirt that's partially designed for wheels also does help, again, if you're in a circumstance where you've got this stuff in the way and you're working at a car wash or something, you don't have a chance to wash it first. It just goes to show like how effective it is that this is, now we're probably 45 seconds worth of color change through an unwashed car that hasn't been washed in at least a month and a half. And it was just covered in grime and dirt. You want to rinse that?
So once again, you're going to, you know, we're demonstrating the product here, but would you normally wash the car and then use this?
Yes.
What would you wash it with?
So if I'm going to be doing a full detail, I'm going to use just a normal pro wash. So I'll use Shampoo Plus and just do a traditional wash. I'm going to hit this on the car next, rinse this off, and then if there's something that's not a fallout based thing, like let's say you know, maybe tree sap or something, or paint, then I would clay as well after this. But what you'll find is, you know, on a car that you maybe we're going to spend 2-3 times as much time claying, much more energy. It's much easier after you've done a chemical decontamination.
So wash, chemical decon, which we've used this for. And then, so this is like a supercharged version of iron remover, or an iron X, or an iron out, or take your, whatever you want to call it.
Pick your poison.
So this adds some lubricity to that process.
And it's particularly, the other thing too is it's meant to clean, and it gives
some degreasing capability to this that a normal iron remover wouldn't have.
So at least some of them.
Which makes it also an appropriate wheel cleaner.
Right. It definitely, you know, just to be perfectly clear, it definitely was built as a specific wheel cleaner and safe for paint. You know, so there's a full package in there specifically to get wheels cleaned.
Got it. Cool.
I don't personally think it's that big of a deal though. I mean, I use this stuff all the time, and it's like, okay, yeah, great, it's an iron remover, you know?
Yeah, the smell doesn't really bother me all that much.
It doesn't bug me. I guess some people are extra sensitive. I have a good sense of smell. My wife is always making fun of me for that, but at the same time, I don't really think it's a problem. And for me, as a professional detailer, I'm going to take a product that does that and is that effective 10 out of 10 times. You know, like that's my priority, is getting the job done. It's not, you know, oh, it stinks a little bit. Okay, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, and this isn't as pungent as some of them.
Yeah.
It's in. I would put it in the middle of the pack.
Yeah. But like I said, this is obviously a perfectly safe, being pH neutral. The other thing too, you see, sometimes a wheel, depending on what your brakes are, you may not get purple. You may not have iron in there. The grease and grime cutters in this will still change colors, and you will actually get somewhere between a brown and a green. And sometimes you'll see on a wheel that it will go brown and green first for 5 seconds or so, if you look really closely, and then it will change to the purple after that. So it's kind of an interesting chemical reaction, the way that works.
And you prefer doing this dry?
Yeah, and the reason is strictly you don't want to dilute it.
Yeah.
And it was designed to cling and stick to the wheel. So if you put that water on there, the product hits the water and then potentially runs off. So you're reducing, you're going to waste product. Sure, I'd love to sell you more, but I'd rather you get the most out of it,
Yeah.
Probably heard people too recommend if you're going to do this, you can wet your concrete or your driveway first so that the red stuff doesn't dye it. Not likely that that's going to happen, but not a bad idea to do that. You see, you got the barrels, which were outright black, pretty good for not having to take the wheels off.
Now rubber tires.
All right.
What do we use?
For rubber, in our Pro line, we're gonna have the non-acid wheel and tire cleaner, and that's basically an alkaline cleaner. It's what most people are using. That type of a wheel cleaner is very common, but that one is dialed in to both do the tire and the wheels. So we've got it on the rack here, but you would basically same thing. You don't necessarily need to always deep clean your tires like that. Some would even recommend you don't.
I agree.
You can over clean, and you kind of pull out some of the things that are meant to be in there to kind of give that tire protection from the UV. So I would use it as a way to, if you're doing a deep clean, you're once or twice a year detail, clean up your tires, get off an excessive amount of silicone or whatever you get on there. But other than that, you can use like a 10-to-1 APC or our Citrus Power Cleaner Plus, and just kind of lightly agitate and use a brush. You don't need to I would not recommend putting a super high concentration degreasers or APCs on the tires.
So generally, correct me if I'm wrong here, but my general procedure with tires would be I'm going to really aggressively clean them when they're new once.
Yep.
And then I just want to superficially clean them.
Exactly.
Superficially clean them. And then add my tire dressing. Superficially clean them. Just keep them. And if I maintain that once a week, once every 2 weeks, then I don't have to go to something more aggressive.
Exactly. It's like with any surface on your car. Regular maintenance will make it easier, and you have to use less aggressive methods to fix it.
So D143 is what you would go to.
Yeah, so that is a kind of a, obviously as the name explains, wheel and tire. It's an effective good wheel cleaner. It's again not an acidic wheel cleaner. That is a basic wheel cleaner. So another wheel cleaner, we've obviously got several. We have wheel brightener, which is on the acidic side. So that would not be super effective for tire cleaning, but that would be something that you would use, if you're going to be doing just wheels. And make sure you've got the right kind of wheels, like a factory clear coated wheel.
Yeah.
That is where you can use, an acid-based wheel cleaner and be safe. If you're using high-end, custom brakes, painted brake components, you got to really be careful about it.
Ceramics, yeah. I don't find the need for something that aggressive because they're maintaining.
Right.
Even these that aren't maintained, we're able to clean them up in minutes.
pH neutral.
In minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So, and light agitation. You could even use a wash mitt dedicated for your wheels. Something really soft. Frankly, that's what I would use on like my darker wheels.
Wheel brightener is a pH of what? 5?
Boy, I should know off the top of my head. I think it's more acidic than that, actually. Yeah, it's up there.
And then you have 2 low flow. We have it hooked up with a wheel cleaner, and then you have 4 options here.
Do you sell this thing?
Yeah.
So that's something that when you're talking about a dealership, you're talking about a car wash, and they're going through 5s, you know, and they're using a lot of product. To have someone sit there and try and fill these bottles by hand, you're going to waste product. It's like guaranteed. They just throw away a ton of product.
Yeah.
So we find that when we put these in accounts, they actually save money because they're more efficiently getting the right dilution ratios. The other thing is it does make it easier. You know, you just hook your bottle right up to this, fill it up. You know you're getting at the right dilution ratio. You're not sitting there at a sink, you know, playing around. And then you can also hook up the car wash or, you know, higher viscosity stuff. And this will come out of the dilution ratio of the 128:1 right into your bucket with the water. So you can take your wash bucket, sit it there, and boom, in less than a minute, your bucket's filled up, and you know you don't have to mix it. When you're doing it all day, day in and day out, it saves a ton of time. So it's called the DMS 6000.
How much is that thing?
It's
3 something. They're a little complex to set up. Frankly, when you open this thing up, you know, there's different tips, and you know, because, for example, we'll run Citrus Power Cleaner Plus at both 4:1 and 10:1 out of the same system. So you can change the dial and dispense it differently, and then we'll put either yellow or red on the secondary bottles, and that's OSHA compliant. So that is an acceptable OSHA, you know, way to have the same product at different dilution ratios, and people can easily identify that. And then we also have single metering stations, so you can set up. We have a low output and a high output based on the type of product you want to run. So you can supplement instead of having to run $600 worth of, you know, diluters if you only just need one more station.
You want to see it work?
Of course.
It is kind of a neat thing, and if you're like me, I kind of like loathe. I put off having to refill my bottles sometimes because I don't want to monkey around with the dilutions and all that. So it's kind of nice to have it all set up and labeled. And
Do they have a bigger one, a more sophisticated one, or this is the biggest one?
that's the big one.
Okay, I just want to make sure. If there's something bigger and better, I want that.
I have a feeling you're going to ask that.
And you can mount this to a variety of different surfaces. You know, we'll have people mount those straight to like metal cabinets, and then internally kind of plumb it. So there's different ways to make it a little bit cleaner looking. We typically use this mobile rack setup because it's convenient for a lot of accounts. You know, they move stuff around a lot.
So this is your high flow.
So you hooked your hose up.
Yeah, and right now we have a car wash.
Okay.
Which one?
Your Citrus Blast Wash and Wax, your favorite.
So that is what you're going to use to wash the car now?
It's one of a few options.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're going to have to go in the training room and sift through.
But what comes right out of there, 128:1, which is the recommended
For that wash.
proper dilution for this wash, yeah.
And we've got other washes that are like 400:1 and, you know, hyper concentrated type washes. We can also set this up so that it works for those too.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, interesting.
And then for the bottles, so you got 4 options here for your 2 low flow. So this is your dial. We have Citrus Power Cleaner, which is an APC at 10:1 for general cleaning, and then 4:1. This is 10:1. The trick with this is to put, this is already pretty much full, but you want to put the bottle all the way up there to the bottom so it doesn't foam.
I like that.
Yep.
So what happens if I have 75 products?
You got to have a lot of metering systems.
And the offer does not include 20.
You could technically,
I could get.
You could technically get a bunch of these and just have them all stacked.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
And then you could just hard plumb it.
Yeah. And then we got glass cleaner, degreaser, 2 different APCs, and then your wheel cleaner on the end.
What if it doesn't? Does this give you the option if it doesn't need diluted? Like, will they just pull it right from the bottle?
I think it might. I'll have to check on that.
I don't think anybody runs it like that. But
I would.
So you literally don't have to.
yeah, I think you
Or
can
not,
actually. I think I was looking at that setting with Jaime that you can set it up not tipped, and then it will just pull straight.
Yeah, pull straight, liquid or chemical, not water.
You'd have to set it up a little bit differently, but I think it can be done.
So to purge the line, because you obviously don't want APC in your glass cleaner, you just turn this up to the center and it's just straight water. It's a towel right there. And now this is just a generic bottle. And there's your glass cleaner. So, kind of fun. I thought you might like to see that.
I like fun.
Yeah.
I'm a fun kind of guy. I like to waste money, apparently. Because what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.